go.
I'm so excited. We have Sandy here with us, the one and only. She has been here with us once before, and she's a busy lady, y'all. But she was able to get some time on her schedule for me to go live with you. And the reason why I wanted her to come back on really quickly is because we're both doing really interesting things, but she especially has been focused on community building. So if you are someone who understands the power of community, who understands that you need to gain more audience and you cannot rely on ads, right? That's my whole thing. Then you need to tune into this and watch the replay. So Sandy, for those of you who have not seen you, heard you, come across your social media, why don't you give people like a quick little story about the incredible things that you're doing and kind of how you got started?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. It was so fun last time, so I'm glad that I can come back again. So I'm Sandy, and I always say that I'm an entrepreneur by day and a TikToker content creator by night. So I run my small business. So the business is literally called Small Business Tips. It's a community for entrepreneurs to connect with each other and provide tons of resources for people to how to start their own business, but also how to scale your business through social media organically without any paid advertisement. And then I also do content creation on TikTok and Instagram. We're able to grow our following to over 430K combined across different platforms. So yeah, and we're really trying to focus on community building because I think that community is not going anywhere, but you never know when the social media channel going to shut down at all.
100%. Someone said that to me, like your Instagram could get hacked, it could get stolen, it could get blocked. Your Facebook ads account could be banned. I mean, and I've just started dabbling with ads, and for some reason they turn off my ads for no reason. I had people who spent like tens of thousands of dollars and their ad account gets shut off. But here's another thing is that the ban of third-party tracking apps, like that is going to be the single most like biggest historic change in the world of advertising. So for those of you who don't know, is that ads relied on targeting, cookies, if you will. And next year, that will not be allowed anymore, right? So the government has basically said that that is an infringement on people's privacy rights. No more third-party tracking means your ads will not be targeted. That is absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, even people like Gary Vee have talked about this. Like, this is the biggest change for every single like online industry is that you will not be able to really target your audience because you can no longer track them and follow them with ads. That is why the things that you do is so important. The things that I do with my community is so important because not relying on ads and being able to gain trust organically will be the savior in your business, especially if you're a small business.
Yep, exactly. And I feel like that when you're just starting out, you don't have thousands of dollars to spend on ad spend. When I first started my small business, which is a pet supply shop, I didn't have money to spend on thousands of dollars on Facebook ad or Google advertisement. So I had to build it through organically. And once I see some traction, then yeah, I'll put in some money into Facebook ads. But then you'll see that the purchase rate, the retention rate of Facebook advertisement is so much lower than your organic because people kind of will buy once, but then forget about it, or they just don't feel the connection. But if you build up a community and a connection between you and your audience, they're going to retain much better.
Yeah. So the thing, so I actually talked to a marketer with 20 years experience, and he told me that this monumental change, that there's no more third-party cookies, that those people who are not focused on brand building, they're going to lose because once that goes away, you have no way of retaining your audience. Your audience don't know who you are, and they have to opt in to be targeted. So that means that unless you have given them some value or exchange, you're just not going to be able to ever come across them again. So, I mean, you know the importance of brand building. You've been doing this since you were 15, 16, 17, 18 years old when you first started your business, right? Why don't you tell people a little bit about brand building? Because I think a lot of people, when they think brand building, they think, oh, that's like purely just for aesthetics. That's photo shoots, that's posting. What is the definition of brand building?
I think that's all that, but that is like the clothing of the brand building, right? So brand is basically who you are, your bones, your skin, and your blood. So your personality, your story, and how your value is. So I always say story, value, and how you come across as your personality. That is your brand. And then the photo shoot, the aesthetic, those are clothing for your personal, like your brand, basically. If you're going to combine all these, no one is going to feel related because people feel related to a story to a person or a specific event or situation much more than a logo or beautiful items. That's the thing about Hermes, right? Hermes is The brand building behind it
Mm-hmm.
because of their packaging or anything like that. It's because of their luxurious, the feeling that they come off to people. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
how beautiful the bags are. I personally don't think that they're beautiful, but like if people do think so, people probably buy for the value of the bags and not for the actual items of the things.
Right. And that's just like a product. So imagine if you're someone who is not making a physical product, how much more important it is.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're doing different things now. You're leveraging. Let's talk about tools, because there's Circle, there's so many different tools. There's TikTok, there's Instagram. What are you seeing as if someone is saying, okay, I want to build a community, I have something to say, I have no idea how to start. How would you, like, what are the first three things they should do in terms of like building a community?
Find a very niche down target audience. When we say audience, niche down target audience on social media, you can still be a little broader. But if you are building a community, you need to be even niche down. If I say that I want to target people, women that love wine, I want women that are love wine that are specifically in this area, like they have a specific interest, they like to talk about mental health or something like that. Because with community building, the more foundations, interests you can build off of, the easier the conversation will be flowing.
Okay,
We,
so you're saying that to build a community, don't go super wide, like be actually super specific.
yeah, build very specific and then go off from there. If you think like the most successful community, like a lot of them are gaming, and then they are targeted toward one type of gaming, right? Minecraft, they're built off of one type of Discord community, and that's all they build off of, and then they slowly expand it. But you need to build off of a common interest, or else it's going to be very hard for anyone to flow any conversation around.
So another question people have is, well, I'm not in the business of charity. I am selling something. So how do I balance people getting to know me and me talking about my services and also building community?
Building a community is not about you, it's about them. So take yourself away from that. Try to have the community members talk to themselves. Try less about talking about you, what you do. But once in a while, you are there to support them. But once in a while, you are able to sell them something, right? So think of community building as a Reddit thread. They're talking, but you're not selling something. You're trying to provide them value first, and then say, hey, if you're interested, here is the value. Here's the service I'm providing. Now you can follow it in. I think that the fundamental thing is that a lot of people mislead themselves is that building a community, the sole purpose is about selling things. The sole purpose is about building trust, then sell them something.
100%. I mean, people know that I have my PR starter pack, right? And every single Friday or every Friday, I am going live with someone who has gotten results. I talk about it all the time, but I deliver 10 times as much value because I'm also doing things that are for free, right? It's my podcast templates, stuff like that. So I think it's important to not be afraid of selling, because that's a transformation that you're giving, but also really just like start, like what I do now is like, when I introduce people, I try to tag them if they're in the same industry, because now I kind of, I mean, there's like 1,200 people in the group, but I have like my 50 people that I kind of like know in my head. So that's one way. What's another way that you can build community without, let's say if I'm just really starting, I don't have an email list, I don't have a Facebook group, maybe I just have Instagram. How can I start to build a community when I'm not super comfortable, like going live every Friday, for example?
Scout out partners, right? Scout out partners if you're in the food industry or the fitness industry. Scout out a few partners that are also in this industry and go live together. And then utilize each other's promotions or social media presence, and then build a community together. Community is a lot of work. So like building well with someone else sometimes is much funner and easier as well.
Yeah, community is a lot of work. So I want to know, well, there's 12 people here. Type in the comments, let us know where you are coming in from, and give Sandy a shout out. We're so happy she's here. And actually next Tuesday, if you want to get FaceTime with me and Sandy, Sandy is hosting me on her platform. She's built an incredible tech forward platform called Small Business Tips, and it's got this online portal. It's so rad. And she's gotten to get, actually, Sandy, why don't you tell everyone what you're building at SBT and what we're doing on Tuesday for the Master PR workshop?
Yeah, so at SBT we built a membership prototype basically. So we invited a lot of mentors in there to provide value to our audience regarding to PR, how to source your products, social media growth hack, and all that. And only priced for $20 per month, and you can cancel at any time. And then next Tuesday, we're gonna invite Gloria to talk about specifically how do you hack your way into PR. And I attend her masterclass probably last year. Last year, I was in November-ish for my first class there. And honestly, I was blown away. I was like, wait, she's giving a lot of free stuff out. And I was like, what the hell is she doing? And I was like, wow, I got to connect with her. And we really connected through Instagram and social media. And she's such an amazing mentor and so many I see her transformations and I see her clients' transformation. So I've always wanted to do our event with her. And then we were able to figure out a final date, which is next Tuesday for an event. And she's going to teach you so much more about how do you actually get PR and why should you get PR? Because I think that PR is very very underrated, and not a lot of small business owners know that why you should get it to establish your credibility. And she's going to teach you how to get it for free without PR agency.
Especially with ads and third-party tracking going away. I think this is the biggest change in the history of advertising. And so I'm also like changing my messaging a little bit too, because the traditional method is like you either don't do PR unless you're like making like, 20, 30 grand a month as a startup, or you pay for ads. But we know that that's not going to work anymore with the ban of third-party tracking. So we have 1 more minute before Sandy and I are going to hop on her Instagram live. If you're not following her, please follow her right now. Sandy, why don't you put your in the chat? But it's Small Business Tips. And I'm going live on Instagram with her right now after this. We're going to talk a little bit and get a little bit more in the details about what we talked about today, community building, what she's building, her online portal, what she thinks of the software. So, okay, Sandy, you have someone here from Istanbul. What's up? We have someone from Boston. If you have any questions for what she's building, let us know. Otherwise, I will see you right now off of this on her Instagram and on my Instagram at Gloria Chow PR. And I will see you on Tuesday. You will get to see me and Sandy live, not only for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but for a full hour of Q&A. You'll get a sense of what her community is like. You're going to meet other founders. You're going to get the whole red carpet treatment. It's going to be white glove service all the way. I cannot wait for you to come join us. The thing is here, do you have any last words, Sandy, before we hop off?
Bring your glass of wine when you join on Tuesday. I know it's going to be like afternoon. Yeah, it's going to be afternoon, but it's fine.
3 p.m.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere in the world, so do it.
Yeah.
Bring your glass of wine, join us, and we can just have some fun.
That's awesome. And before you sign off, make sure you've not only signed up for the event, but follow Sandy at Small Business Tips with an underscore. And then we're going to hop on your live right now so we get even more time. Yay! So I will see you in about 2 minutes on her Small Business Tips Instagram. It's Small Business Tips with an underscore. And you're going to know because she has like literally like 10 times more followers than me. So you'll know exactly which one that is. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Sandy. And I'll see you on Instagram.
Bye, guys.